Well, I'm going to try to shoot a little bit of footage here at the campground that we're at, so you guys can get a better idea of what we're looking at and what it's like to be here in case you decide you want to try to come here. Now, I'm going to tell you that the only way that I'm aware of that you can camp at this location at a discounted rate is if you have a coast-to-coast or an RPI. That's why there's a sign there for coast-to-coast and RPI.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
Again, so you guys know where we're at, this is Leisure Lake RV. I gotta remember this myself. It's Leisure Lake membership, RV membership. I'll ask Heidi, what's the name of the park?
Leisure Lake Membership Association.
Okay.
You have to be a member.
Well, I think you can come and actually camp here.
You have to have a member. You have to have a member
Sponsor, like allow you to come in.
Works.
Okay.
Or obviously coast to coast.
Okay, I didn't know that, so
Yeah.
I'm glad she chimed in on it.
$25 a night, but you have to have a member.
Right. For us, it's $15 a night. We thought initially it was 10, but they have another charge which
It's the association.
the association charge. All right, so what we're going to do is hop in the truck because there's no way that we're going to walk the park, and we're not going to go back into this area so much. I mean, it's kind of like a little neighborhood, and the fact that if you're coming to this park to camp and you want full hookups, these are the sites you're most likely going to be at anyways. These are all full hookup sites. You can see all the way down there to that building, all the way along here, and then all the way down around the corner too. So this is like the main drag that you come in on. So there's a lot of traffic. They do, for the most part, follow the speed limit pretty well. The speed limit is 5 miles per hour though. And I'm going to tell you, 5 miles per hour is me walking kind of slowly. So you don't see that necessarily. A lot. You see basically, I don't know, about 10 miles per hour. So going up this road here, there's a couple of loops. We're not going to go down either one of those, but we'll show you what it looks like on the way up, and then we'll show you what the clubhouse looks like. We'll see if we can hunt down the swimming pool. I think the swimming pool might be back there. And then we'll turn around, we'll come back out this way. Again, all along there's campers back this way. But when we get up to this section, we're going to make a right and head out down towards the lake. But there is another road that goes to the left and takes you back to camping over here. And I think an area that they call Sunnyside or something like that, that is all open. There's really not a lot of trees over there. That's why they call it Sunnyside. So coming up the hill just down from the RV, you can see this is the first loop. Of course, those campsites are already taken up by members, and it is, you know, a real loop. I mean, it's exactly a real loop. It just loops around and comes out up here. And most of the campsites, if not all, are pretty well taken care of. Even though they may have older RVs on them, they seem to be pretty taken care of. There are some exceptions. You're always going to have that. But we're not very far away at all from Lake Milton. So that's why you see some boats here off to the side. Lake Milton is a relatively good sized lake for recreation. And they're also close to West Branch, which again, another lake. You see they got a full-blown tiki bar here. That's kind of cool. See, the campsites over here are really nice. They go down to a wooded area, and there is a creek that's back there. It's the same creek that runs behind our place. This is currently on a Monday, so you can imagine there's not a lot of people out, or maybe even here. This is one of the older RVs that I've seen that have set up here. Again, another loop. And they do have park models in here also. This is the president's site here, and I guess he's got a couple other ones also. All right, so now we're heading back towards, this is the clubhouse. This is where you would pay for your stay. They have an all-new well water system here that they just built that is pretty complex. And I'll have to tell you that the water pressure here is incredible. But they are having a problem since it's new. You know, some days the water pressure drops real low and it takes them a little while to get it fixed. But nonetheless, they're doing it. Here's part of the older part of the park, I'm sure. Again, another loop here. And then you can see here, this is the pool. And we'll try to get up here and let you see what that looks like. Looks like that they have tennis courts that are over in this area. Yeah, they're attempting to put in tennis courts, or they used to have tennis courts. Maybe they quit utilizing them and they've grown over. This looks like some sort of a bocce court. I think the area is, again, something that is pretty decent. I kind of like the campground. It's convenient for us with our location. This is 19 miles from our mother-in-law's home in Beloit, and this is 19 miles away from our kids' house, our son-in-law and our daughter's house, and our grandson is. Looks like some sort of a baseball field here, even though it slopes down. And then basketball court. That's a full-size basketball court over there. Just looks like it's not necessarily utilized by a lot of kids. So we'll go ahead and wander inside here if the doors are open, and we'll show you one of the better features that is here. This is a really nice area here. I know that they have another like community building or something down by the lake. We'll look at the pavilion down there, but this is kind of nice if you had a buffet or a potluck. They have outlets all along these poles for you to set up your crock pots, and you could just come through, and I mean, then you got all the tables to eat with over there. Hell, they even got a barbecue pit over here. That's pretty decent. I like that whole idea. All right, so we're going to check to see if we can even get inside here. This is must sign waiver inside. Coast to coast and RPI only. Call for assistance. And this is the best part. I don't know if you can read that sign, but the water temperature is currently 82 degrees. And that's because you have a big pool that's indoors. This is nice. 9 foot, 5 foot, 3 foot. This is a large indoor swimming pool. So this is nice. I mean, like I just said, it's 82 degrees. Come down here and lounge around, play around, and not worry about the bugs and the sun. And if it's cold out, I mean, this is Ohio, so you got to worry about that. I'm trying to see if there is, it says these doors must remain closed. I'm trying to find where the shower house is, which could be out this way. We may have already passed it. So here's the restrooms. Let's take a look here. Yeah. We'll wander in here. Urinals, bathrooms. And then back here is, even though it's dark, there we go. Here's the shower house. It was all motion sensing lighting, so typical shower house. Yep. 3 stalls. That's pretty much all you need, I would assume, here. And then, of course, again, the bathrooms. So you can see here, in order to be a guest in this park, your host member must be in the park. So it's not like you can say, oh, hey, I just came out. My mom's got a camper out here. Yeah, she's not here. But so there's the pool hours. And I don't see a lot of kids here. There was kids on the weekend, but yeah, I kind of like this whole setup. I think that I see a lot of setup where they're trying to maintain what they have, and they're trying to expand on what they have also. So that's a fine balance. For example, going to that, I'm pretty sure those are tennis courts, and I'm pretty sure they're in disarray at this point. And a lot of that has to do with, if it's not being utilized enough, you're not going to keep it up. And just natural tracking, you know, natural people going out there running around and stuff keeps a lot of that down as far as weeds and that. But if it's not being utilized, and it doesn't look like it's been utilized for a while, which is a shame. I mean, if you've got the fencing for it, I mean, this is coming from somebody who played tennis for quite a few years. And the big thing, again, pickleball, that's a huge thing down in Florida. Maybe they're going to convert over to pickleball courts possibly. All right, we're going to hop in the truck, we're going to head out, and we're going to pass our spot. We're going to go ahead and head down towards the lake. All right, so that says it's a social hall. So it looks like another enclosed area. They got cameras all around here. It's an honor system. There is an ice machine. You buy your ice, you go in and pay. That's how that works. And then here again is the clubhouse office, which the clubhouse is relatively large itself. We've always had quick responses whenever we have tried to get hold of somebody, but they're definitely here on the weekends, not so much during the week. But yeah, what a nice setup. So you can see this is the gate that you come through, or the main section that you come through. And you have choices. You can go back here, and of course this is what they call that sunny side area. Or if you go back further, we'll look behind us. There's that other loop that takes you up towards those campgrounds that are up near the top. As far as a dump station, this is the only thing that I find a little bit strange, because there are a lot of sites here, permanent sites here, that they have no sewer. So we see a lot of golf carts that pass us that have their little blue boys in tow behind them, and they're coming down here and they're emptying. Now, this is fine for people that have golf carts and have a blue boy, but if you have an RV and you've been here in a site that don't have, you know, a place to dump your tank, this is the place that you dump your tank. And the problem with that is, I don't know if you can tell, I would have to pull in straight ahead with our fifth wheel, for example. If I was at a site that didn't have a sewer, so I'd have to come up here, and then I'd have to empty my tanks, and then I'd have to back the fifth wheel back out on the road. So it's a little odd, because this area here, although there's enough, there's a little bit of a turnaround, I don't know if it's enough of a turnaround. I don't know. I think I could get the fifth wheel turned around in here, but it would be tight. I'd have to do a little maybe 2.3 point turn to get out of here. But there's the dumpsters, and not very exciting as far as that's concerned. So we'll go ahead and empty our trash, and we'll head back out, show you the gate and the lake and the other camping area, or pavilion area, I should say. Okay, so pulling out of the trash area, again, give you another perspective here. It's pretty peaceful here. I mean, I see definitely a lot of pluses. As far as staying here, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's some sort of a membership buy-in, which is probably in the $1,500 range. And then I think for seasonal, which is 6 months out of the year, I know Heidi knows.
You have to be out of the park for 120 days.
Yeah, so other than 120 days, you can be in this park. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's about $1,700 for the year. They do have storage back here for an RV, boat, car, whatever you want. I think the storage is pretty reasonable. This building here is some sort of a gathering place also. I don't remember what I was told, because I thought that was the clubhouse originally. And you could see they do have gated entrance. Now, of course, the golf carts have a way to go around if they want. They don't have to enter their codes. Most of them have cards, but there is a code you can enter if you don't have your card. This is a one-way only. If you try to come in this way, you're going to lose some tires. They have those spikes there. That could be expensive. Okay, and now off to the left, again, this is pretty much for like a golf cart only. path. There's a cart path that goes all the way around the park. But there is another building down there, or pavilion, I'm sorry, a little bit in disrepair, but still there's some functioning stuff going on there, and it is a park environment. I mean, you can see down there, it's a really nice park. Looks like they have a couple boats there, I guess, if you want to go out on a rowboat and row around. And fishing, they do fishing here. Now there is some sort of a pond over here, or runoff area, leaky area. I think it's called somebody like Mary's Lake or something. I don't know what the detail is there. But yeah, this is the main part here. Kayaks, rafts, paddle boats. I think you can swim there if I'm not mistaken, but again, if there's a swimming pool, maybe you want to do that. And then this is the entrance. This is off of the main route, which is right down from 76. I'm going to try to show you this on the GPS. You can see where we're at currently on the GPS, and you can see where 76 is. And this is 225. 225 is a state route that is runs all the way to Alliance, Ohio. So for us, we can get to Alliance really easy this way. So it's convenient. It's a nice area. It's quiet and reasonable as far as the price. So think about it. If you guys are wanting to check out a campground in Ohio, this might be it.
Lakes up.
So this is Alliance Silver Park. We're gonna drive through here. We used to come down here when Heidi and I used to date, and they have fireworks here every year, and it's a fishing park, catch and release. We've done a lot of stuff in this park over the years with the kids. Bud, our son, we used to bring him here all the time with his skateboard. He loves skateboarding and riding his bike. But yeah, we used to walk around this little lake. There's a lot of stuff to do here. Now you can go to the right here and get out the quick way, or you can go around the big part of the park. Now whenever I say they have fireworks, just imagine every corner of this grass being covered with people.
Yep.
This is like Woodstock. This place is just covered with people, and they put on the fireworks. I'll tell you, they're so close that, and they're big displays, but they're so close that if the wind's blowing the right way, you're getting debris landing on you. We've had that happen. So it's a long time park. It's been around forever. They have festivals here like Days in the Park. During the 4th of July festivities, they'll have all kinds of food trucks set up here. You'll have people landing, paragliders and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, all this will be filled with people.
Wow. A lot of the trees they had to plant new trees.
Yeah.
It used to be real shaded through here.
Yeah. That's what we were coming back here to do, is have some lunch and sit in the shade. And then there's a golf course, a public golf course that's right over there. It butts up against the place. But yeah, this is where we, Heidi and I used to come when we were dating. We would come up here for lunch. So
Playground.
yeah, I think we'll just park over here and we'll sit at these picnic tables, because I don't, okay. Heidi says there's stuff down there. We'll go down there. There'll be no people down there whatsoever. Although there was 15 picnic tables there.
Yeah.
So where are we going now?
There should be some stuff up
Oh, there's more stuff. We'll be out on Union before you know it, guys, and we'll be looking for that stuff.
You shouldn't listen to me.
All right, well, anyways, this is the rest of the park. There's some tennis courts up here. Oh, it's really cool. This butts up against a neighborhood on this side and the other side too. And there used to be a guy, I don't think it's here anymore, but this guy had a full a train that you could ride. It was his own personal thing, and you could still see the train tracks out there. So I don't know if it's still in operation or not, but that used to be really well taken care of, and you could watch him ride his train around his property. Yep, the tracks are still there. All right, so we'll head up a little bit further here. There's a cemetery on the left, which obviously we're not really concerned about that so much. Cemetery's old. It's been around a long time, a really long time. And yeah, you can see some of the headstones here that have fallen, and they don't have, know where they go anymore. But yeah, the cemetery is extremely old. And then, like I said, here's the tennis courts. Not a lot of people utilizing the tennis courts and basketball courts like it used to be. I mean, again, years ago, we come up here in the 90s, and this place, everybody be up here playing tennis. All right, well, that's the out of the park, so we'll find a spot here. Oh, another peaceful day. Very quiet. We had a little bit of a fire last night, and it was just from all the wood that we gathered up. There were so many twigs down and stuff, but it's time to leave. The campground's done us pretty well, and I would think about coming back again. The RPI membership that we have, which is the preferred gold, elite, I don't know, it's up there. It's way up there. It's the highest one they have, attached to 1,000 trails. But it's definitely, without a doubt, comes in handy. But this is one of the, I can't remember what they called it. Do you remember what kind of park they called it?
Oh, it's a basic.
Yeah, it's a basic, so we can only stay 7 days.
Yeah.
Some of them we could stay 2 weeks. A lot of them we could stay 2 weeks, but this is a 7-day park. I'm keeping away from Heidi because she's got like a double ear infection and pink eye. So that's about all the closer we're going to get. Pointing out stuff inside here again while we're closing up. If you haven't seen our video on this, please go check it out, because this so far has been a godsend for us. Exceptional. We had the other one, which did us fine. It's just there was no way that it would have ever sat here. It was always in the way. Let's just say that. Every time I got someplace, we had to set it out underneath the RV down here somewhere. Anyways, this system is so light and so small. And the funny part is, something that this offered that we didn't think about made us completely rethink something else that we do on a regular basis now, and it makes it so much nicer. And that is, this system, unlike the clear source system that we had, this system has quick releases on it. So you just push these things and they release these fittings that all come with it. So we went ahead and put 90-degree elbows on to make the transitions and the bends a little bit easier, so they went to where we needed them to go. And the same here, there's 90 degrees. But after we got using these a couple of times, that was it. We put them on our black tank flush. We put them on our fresh water. So we've got quick releases on pretty much everything now, to where, you could see this hose here. It has a quick release on it, and the diameter is not reduced at all. So you still get the same amount of flow that you would with a big hose like this. So we use the Flexilla hoses. We've been very happy with them. But anyways, we have quick release. I don't know if you could tell here. We have one on our black tank flush. We have it on our hoses, black tank hoses. And again, we have them on the freshwater hose. So all we do is just do a quick release, and voila, it's off. So that's really nice. Look in the future here, in the near future, the company that makes these things, which again is awesome. They're Blue Technology is the company. Again, go check out our video on that if you haven't seen it. If not, if you just want to go look at it, there's already links in the description. All of our videos, there's a link in the description for this company. It's Blue Technology. And then Clear Source, the company that we did have their filtration system, which was a big system. This is their water softener, Well, Blue Technology has, just like they've reduced the size of the filter and made it lightweight and portable, they've done the same with the water softener. They offer a water softener, so we're going to be doing a video on that in the future. It's going to be a smaller footprint. It's going to be lighter. This one has done fine. Again, nothing wrong with the Clear Source products, and there's even links in the description for those too. However, this is smaller, more portable, and it's doing the job for us full time, filtering out the water. It's just perfect. So I just wanted to mention that, because we get comments a lot of times when we have this door open and people see this and they say, what is that? And then of course we talked about this in the past. This is supposed to be a carbon block filter, coconut carbon block, all natural filter that matches this, but we can never seem to find them, so we just throw in the regular filter there. But yeah, we did a video on all that stuff in the past, but out of all the stuff, I think this has probably been the best find that we've had so far. Of course, again, the water softener too, and we'll see what their water softener's like. If it does what this did and replace a bigger system and it filters the same amount, then if they have a softener that's smaller and it does the same thing, man, that's great, because that's more weight out of our RV and more portability and more size control for storage and stuff. All right, Heidi's telling me to get to work. I got to get these slides in. Almost to our home away from home away from home. So many times, so many times have we been to this place. Used to be with our Terry camper, and then it was with our Rockwood.
I used to come out there with my grandparents.
The only other place that we were at, when we get to West Branch with this in August or whatever it is that we're going to be there, I think it's August. West Branch is the only campground that's seen us in everything. I think we did it. No, I don't think we did tents, but we did our pop-up camper. We did our second pop-up camper. We did our Terry travel trailer. We did our Rockwood travel trailer, and then once this is there, that'll be the gambit, the full gambit. The only thing we didn't do there was tents, camping in a tent there. But yeah, so we're going to Paradise. You guys are going to recognize this if you've been watching us at least since last summer, because we went to Paradise last summer and we were there for 6 weeks. Yep. I replaced the axle on the travel trailer. We had a bunch of stuff that we had to do that required us to be back here.
3/4 of a mile, turn left, then take the first right.
How nice. So anyways, it's a little dip-de-doo they have in the road here. It's always a fun one. But it's a decent campground for us. They only have limited full hookup sites. If you're there for longer than a month, then maybe you can get a full hookup site. It's not guaranteed. And that's what we did. We called up and said, hey, is there any chance you have a full hookup? And we wouldn't mind having the same one we did before. Now, we say that now, but we don't know who our neighbors are. Because you do share a pad, a concrete pad with them. So we'll pull it in here. It's just a little bit further down, just past the big marshmallow farm.
Turn left, then take the first right.
The marshmallow farm is something that I used to joke about a lot. Yeah, it's just before it. Uh-oh. They quit mowing. We even told them that.
Oh my God.
They mowed they mowed everything. They mowed everything out here. And we actually told them, said, if I was you, I wouldn't mow this whole thing.
Turn right.
You're wasting gas. I told the guy that owned the place, Mike, I told him, I said, you're wasting gas mowing all this. And guess what? They quit mowing all of it. Oh, good. It's just a little one. And he's got a Harley. He's got everything. So, wow, he's got a satellite dish up. Holy cow.
In 300 feet, arrive at Paradise Lake Park Site 16.
All right, so we're here. let's get pulled in. We're here, and it looks like that they decided not to mow, and it's probably because of a suggestion that I made. But where is here? We're at Paradise, and man, has it been nothing but like a routine since we got here. We'll just call it a routine. So as far as pulling in, this is pretty much, if you guys look at our past video from last year when we were here for 6 weeks, we're pretty much set up in the same spot. Actually, I believe that we're set up that way more. We have more patio than we did last time by a little. We were at more of an angle. Anyways, of course, there's some people over here. They've been here since May, and look at this routine. You guys remember I don't have internet out here? It's a real tough spot to get internet. Well, guess what? The Starlink is pretty damn good. It's like 160 down. I know that we vary. Sometimes it's only 115 down, and it's been as low as 60 down. And the uploads is anywhere from 3 up to 20 up. So anyways, the Starlink is by far the stellar performer here. However, the MoFi router, we had this router here last year. We got it delivered last year, and the speeds are okay, but not good enough for what we want to do. So this is the first time since Oregon, I think, that we had to put up the WeBoost antenna. Now here's the thing. The WeBoost, there's an omnidirectional antenna up at the top. It's a little round one. I don't know if you can see it up there. That is for the MoFi router. It doesn't get boosted. It doesn't get amplified. It just takes one of those paddle antennas off and is now connected to that up there. But the other, the WeBoost RV65 with the booster, that's that directional antenna, and that runs into an amplifier, and that amplifier helps with our T-Mobile signal, because our T-Mobile signal was nothing, 1 bar, and now at least we have 4 bars. So anyways, with that, the MoFi router, it bumped up a little bit, and it is working for us like it did before. However, I don't have this WeBoost mast set up, you know, for this RV. I don't have it, you know, the last one I had a port that was hooked into it, and I had the mounting pads on the side of the RV and all that stuff. Well, this, I just threw it up on the bumper, and Heidi helped me, and I ratchet strapped to the ladder to make it work, and it's doing its job. It's just, it's getting a little messy. So when we were at this park last year, and then I'll tell you a good little story here, and for you guys that watched our last video, it's a continuation of that story. So I should say continuation. It's an addition too. So if you heard the last story, you get to hear the new story. When we were here last year, the owner come out and we talked with him, and he said that for years, when they've owned this park, that him and I think his boys or his workers, they mowed all of this. And if you guys remember last year, again, if you want to go back and check out that video, this looked like golf course fairway. Take that back. Golf course rough. Not fairway, rough. Because they mowed everything. All of this hill, if you guys, again, go back to that video, you'll see that I was standing up on the hill. I was showing you what it looked like. Maybe I'll put that clip in here so you could see it, but it was all mowed. And for years, he would try to do that with his crew that he had working here. Well, he said he gave up, and he hired a landscape company. And that landscape company would come out, and they would mow all of it. Now here's the thing. He does not have lots throughout this entire area. He has them strung out to where, like, there's a double lot here, there's a lot up there, there's a lot over there, there's a couple on the other side in the trees, and that's it. There's nothing in the middle. There's nothing down here. I'll go ahead and point you out this way. There's nothing out this way. And that landscape company was mowing, and it was beautiful. It looked like a park here. I mean, it was just all nice and a park-like environment. But when I talked with the owner last year, I told him, I love the way it looks. It's beautiful. It looks like a park setting. You got street lights, and you've got these beautiful trees, and it's, you know, it's all nice mowed and all that. However, you are wasting way too much money, way too much time, and way too much energy mowing areas that nobody's even residing on. They aren't campsites. I think he took it to heart. I think he took my advice, because all he did now is mow just the areas that there's campers. Of course, he does mow a trim area all around the roads too. But the whole thing is does it look as nice? No, it doesn't look as nice, by no means. I mean, it is what it is. However, do I care? No, I don't care. Look at, I mean, we're still enjoying this. But yeah, I'm kind of glad he did that. You know, it's why mow whenever nobody's using it? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You're wasting gas. You're polluting the environment. This is farm country. That is a tractor over there. There are cows across the street. So now it's time to tell our story. Let me sit down for this one. So do you guys remember the last sit down that we had when we were down in Columbus? And we talked about how I told Heidi, hey, you need to set a timer. And she said, no. She goes, I'll finish here and I'll turn off the black tank flush. Remember what I said? I don't recommend using the black tank flush for filling the black tank. And again, you guys are probably saying, why do you fill your black tank? Sometimes during the trip, as you're riding, you actually stir up stuff in your black tank, because usually there's always a little water left in the black tank, and as you drive, it sloshes around in there and cleans up a little bit more. So when we get to the campsite, we hook up everything, we turn on the black tank flush, and we open the black tank valve, and we dump whatever got stirred up out of the black tank, and we also flush the black tank, and we also flush all of our lines, and we test the water at the campground and get whatever, again, rust or buildup or anything that's in the hoses and that, or the pipes from the campground. We get all that out, and it goes into the black tank. That way we're not pumping it into all through our filters and into our washing, our potable water system. So while we're doing that, and we see that the water coming out of the black tank flush is relatively clean, at that point we go ahead and we close the black tank valve. Now, why would we do that? As mentioned many a times before, we put about 2 to 5 gallons of water in our black tank when we have full hookups to start with. We want to have an amount of water in that black tank so that whenever we start using the black tank and using the toilet, it's going down not into an empty dry tank or a semi-dry tank, but into water that is standing in there. It helps with the dissolvement of whatever solids that we're putting in there right off the bat.
Plus, we never use chemicals.
Yeah, we don't use chemicals. We never had. We've never had to.
Nope.
So we did the exact same thing we did in Columbus, and we walked away
Worse.
and forgot. No, we did the same thing.
I know.
The result was worse.
Yeah.
We left the black tank flush on, and this time, guess how we noticed it? when we were standing in the living room and I looked over and seen water getting ready to run down the steps from upstairs.
I never seen him in 32 years run so fast.
Oh, I'm fast.
Actually, I thought maybe somebody was dying
I
outside.
very rarely do you see me in a, not a panic mode, but in a quickly respond mode. And that was, she's right, that's the fastest I've moved in years, because I'm like, holy cow, this is bad. So I went out and I hurried up and shut off the black tank, and I pulled the valve, and I mean, it just blew out that line. It was so pressurized. So we started Project Cleanup, and we basically dirtied every one, or soiled every one of our bath towels that we had, and we have fans in there running. The good news is the water actually, I got in the pass through, I got underneath there, and the water had only come down in a couple spots. It was all contained upstairs. It didn't really run anywhere. It didn't leak on the ground outside anywhere.
We got lucky again.
Yeah, we got lucky again, but man, that was bad. That was really rough. So we have fans running because we know it did make it underneath the walls in a couple of spots.
Because most of it was on the linoleum.
Yeah, and it didn't fall through.
We caught it just in time to where it didn't go all the way to the bedroom carpet.
Right.
It didn't even make it barely to the bed.
Yeah.
It didn't even get our laundry basket. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well.
But we are here, and we're tentatively scheduled to be here for about 4 weeks, about a month.
It is a month.
And it's going to help us out, because I already have a lithium-ion battery that I have to review for you guys. That we're going to add another battery as a second bank on this charge controller, because I have the ability to charge 2 different banks separately. That'll give us lots of power, which, get this, that 200 amp lithium-ion that I installed a couple of videos back there, a few videos back, I unplugged, I turned off the fuse for the charge controller for the 12-volt system, and it's still, the battery's at 100%. The 290-watt solar panels run everything we need in there that's 12-volt just fine, which is all the lights, essentially, and anything that might be plugged into a converter setup. But actually, I think that might get overridden whenever you plug in the RV. So anyways, we don't even have the charge controller running right now to charge the batteries. It's really cool. We also have some other stuff that'll be coming, that we're getting reviews ready for you guys, so stay tuned. And we're back in our stomping grounds. We're just in a hold pattern here until we go to the Forest Rivers Owner Group rally. And my bad, my error, if I didn't mention, because I told you guys, hey, if any of you always, have ever wanted to go to a frog rally, and you want to meet up with us out there in Goshen, Indiana in August, go right ahead. We'll run into you out there. We'll be with Rockwood. But I neglected to say that the only way you're getting in that show is if you're a Forest River owner. Now, I'm sure you could probably get in the rally without an RV, can you?
Nope.
You have to be a Forest River. So what if you want to learn about Forest River? You can't go in there?
Not even for a day.
Oh.
Because that's why we spend the money that we spent to get there.
Okay. All right. So you have to have a Forest River product.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Sorry guys if you got something else.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can go into a frog rally. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, we'll be heading out that way in August.
So it's August 14th.
We have a couple stops, I think. No, we have one stop from
2 weeks.
after here. No, after here to get there.
We have 2 stops.
We have 2 stops?
We're going to Butler.
We do have 2
Easy.
stops.
We've
Yep.
got 2 weeks. A
That's
little over
right.
2. Actually, about 2.5 weeks.
So 4 weeks here, a week at most likely Butler, Ohio, a week then out in West
10 days,
Ohio. I don't even know where.
St. Mary's.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. It's just a roadside campground. And then the frog rally. And then after the frog rally, we'll come back into Ohio. We got a few stops in Ohio. And then eventually we'll start heading towards Hershey. So just wanted to check in and let you guys know what we're doing. We're here We're set up. We'll be here for a little while. Heidi's feeling better. Just give you an update. If we talked about it, we didn't talk about that on the last video, did we? So Heidi started having a little bit of a ear problem. Her ears, she had pain in her ears. Here she has a double ear infection, and they put her on steroids. She was on Z-Pak, and unfortunately steroids lowers your immunity, and she picked up pink eye. So
I'm a mess.
yeah, she's a mess, but she's feeling better finally. She's coughing up a storm.
At night, mostly.
Yeah, the flies here are horrible.
Horse flies.
And small flies, a bunch of little flies over there. But yeah, we had swarms of horse flies. But we'll keep you guys up to date now that we're here. But I think we're gonna close this out.
So as always, we hope to see you out here. Bye.
Bye.